Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review, right behind me, the Robert Space Industries Zeus Mark II ES. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, welcome back to another review. Today we're taking a look at the Robert Space Industries Zeus Mark II ES, the exploration variant. And thank you to the four that joined me today: Cypher1, Archangel, WinRAR, and What124. Thank you so much for being here. We didn't get a screenshot together. Terribly sad about that, but let's go ahead and take a look at this ship here. I'm going to try to go as quick as possible through the stat portion of this ship. Due to it being an exploration ship and the fact that we had over 2 minutes of paints, I'd like to get through it, so let's go. This ship is $175 on the pledge store, or if you buy it with in-game UEC, it is 4,422,600 aUEC. Now, it does have a claim time of 8 minutes and 40 seconds, or if you were to expedite it, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Definitely a pretty low time, and I could really appreciate that when you're in a rush, and if you lose your ship, easy to bring it back. Now, outside of that, this ship does have 1,640 burst damage per second for the pilot due to the 2 size 4 OmniSky 12 laser cannons, as well as 8 size 2 Dominator 2 missiles. Now, there is a remote turret horribly placed on the bottom rear of the ship, outputting 1,091 damage per second as well. It is burst damage per second with 2 size 3 CF337 Panthers. Thankfully, they are Panthers, but sadly, they're just in a pretty bad spot, not allowing any upward coverage of the ship, so there's nothing you can do if someone gets above you other than try to roll. Now, you do have 4 size 2 shield generators, outputting 17,720 bubble shield. And that's a pretty good amount of shield until you realize it's a bubble shield, and you'll lose that all at once no matter where you're being hit, but still 17,000 is better than 5,000, so I'll take it over nothing. Now, this ship does have 32,000 ship HP. It used to be 25,000, so it did get a buff. And when I say used to, the last time I took a look at this ship was when it came out, so it's been about 10 months, and since then it has had some updates, including its ship HP and its speed. This ship is now sitting at 205 SCM with a 405 forward boost, a 210 backwards boost, and a top nav speed of 1,100. It's a pretty great speed, if you're asking me, given the role of the ship. It's not meant to go out there and beat people in races, nor is it meant to go out there and endure combat, because it's not a combat vessel like the MR one day will be. Now, this ship here does have a pitch yaw roll of 33, 33, 110, or a boosted 39, 39, 132. Again, maneuverability not so good, so taking it out to do a bounty hunt might be a bad idea. So remember that when you're out there fighting, that you are not meant to be fighting. So it's probably best to go ahead and move on from that fight as quickly as you can so you can potentially survive. Now, you do have 25 flares and 10 decoys, so its flares and decoys are not nearly as much as you would expect it to be, which is too bad. Now, you do have 93.1 SU of hydrogen fuel, which is phenomenal given the fact that it is an exploration ship. You'd expect it to have a lot of planet-side time, and that allows it to do so. You have 2.6 SU of quantum fuel, allowing you to jump from, moon to station without having to refuel too often. Thankfully, it is over 2.0 SU, because usually ships with, beds and stuff like that are sitting about 1.8 SU, and that's always disappointing. So I'm very happy that it's sitting over 2. Now, this ship does have a 32 SU cargo grid, but let's go ahead and take a look at the exterior really quick before we jump into the interior. Now, I will say this ship's exterior does have a total of 3 entrances, but only 2 from the ground. One of them being at the front of the ship, right where this ladder is, but I put myself in kind of a position here where I won't be able to use it and show you, so I'll just jump right back on up and head to the rear entrance where the ramp is. Now, the Spirit and the MSR and Crusaders lineup doesn't have more than 1 entrance, so it's really nice when a ship like this from RSI has more than 1. It feels fantastic. Now, when you get into the back of this ship, you do have a multitude of different doors back here, allowing you to access quite a few components, but you also have quite a bit of grid space back here to hold that 32 SU of cargo on a magnetic grid, as well as probably a few other boxes that you could throw around back here. A little bit less safe though. Now, you do have space for an ROC, or as you can see right there, an ATLS, allowing you to move cargo with ease. Outside of that, you cannot fit anything like a NERSA or anything bigger than that, of course, which is honestly too bad, but what would you expect from a ship like this? Now, one day we might have a ground vehicle that, has the ability to do some health repairing, healing, that might fit in something like this, but as of right now, not so much. Now, if you look around, like I said, if you open some of these doors here, you can definitely go ahead and check out some of the components, including relay stations that are on the side here. You have one back here, and then there's going to be one further in the ship, which we'll take a look at, and then you have the fire extinguisher sitting inside of the ship as well. Now, if you go through this door and you make your way to the right, you got the kitchen, and to the left, you have your crew area, which we'll take a look at first. The crew area does have a nice bench, and then 3 storage lockers, which if you click on one of them, it'll take you right to the storage area of the ship, which is kind of nice. And then if you continue on, you do have 3 bunks, because this is a ship for a crew of 1 to 3. Typically 1, not so much of a great idea. 3, probably the better idea. Right now, if you walk through this door here, you can see you have a nice bathroom with a toilet, a shower, a sink, a mirror, and everything you need to take care of your crew. Now, once you leave the living area for your crew, you'll go ahead and head over to the area to take care of your crew with food, drink, and anything to help satisfy the need while your crew is on board taking long exploration journeys. You'll see there's multiple fridge areas that you can access, as well as a hot dog and looks like an ice cream and some apples and all sorts of different things in here. But you do have fridges you can open and, probably put your ice cream in there instead of just letting it melt on the counter, which is always a great idea. But then why not? Let's just put the apple here, close this. Oh, I meant to close that, not grab that. Let's close this up. I'll bring this with later for a snack. And then if you make your way into the hallway, there is a nice gun rack right across from where you get your food. So eat, grab a gun, and go to war. You have 3 rifles, 3 handguns to store your weapons, and then you make your way up the little stairs and you find what's called engineering. They call it engineering because this is where you're going to have your engineering terminal, as well as 2 of your shield generators and 1 of your battery locations. But there's also a relay station and your engineering terminal, as I just said. So it's a pretty nice little area. It's not at the very rear of the ship, which is nice, not like certain other ships where the engineering terminal is at the very back, and that's terrible. This is where the ladder entrance is as well, in this room right next to this beautiful fire extinguisher right on over here. Right there's the ladder. You'll take it down or up. I really love this entrance. It feels nice and comfortable, allowing you to get in and outside of the ship whenever you need. And then right over here to the right, you do have 3 suit lockers, which you can open up, or you can store your prisoners in, just like what? He has been captured, and he will stay captured for right now. But first, let's take a look at the airlock right behind me, which I'll be honest with you, I did hit the button close all, and typically when you do that, some of these doors tend to break, so I can't get this one to open right now. I might open it later, but for now, not opening, and I think I'll let my prisoner out so he can go ahead and explore the rest of the ship while I'm taking a look at the cockpit. Now, we're gonna go through this door here, and you do have a shield generator as well as life support avionics and a couple other systems at the front for more engineering, spreading your components throughout the entirety of the ship instead of them all being based in one area, which is pretty nice. Now, if you go ahead and turn around, there is another another weapons locker, allowing you to store a multitude of weapons. You have a more access for 3 rifles, 3 handguns, and of course a bigger weapon like a rocket launcher or a railgun, which is fantastic. So now let's take a look at the seats. You have a co-pilot seat, pilot seat, and you have a gunner seat, as well as your missiles right here ready to go. So whenever you're ready to eject, you just tell those things to detonate and you'll fly right through the ceiling of your ship. I'm just kidding. There is no ejection seat. Do not try to do that. It won't end well for you. But this is your co-pilot seat where they would go ahead and take over controls if the pilot was for some reason, dead. Or and right here's the gunner seat where they would control the turret on the back of the ship if needed as well. Now let's go ahead and head into the pilot seat and take a look at your view. Not nearly as many struts as some RSI ships, and you do have 2 MFDs on screen here, which is pretty nice. And the view's kind of cramped though because of the way that the seat comes down from the ceiling, but otherwise the view is not terrible for an exploration ship. Otherwise, when you get into here, you'll see a big problem with your power distribution system. When you are stocked, you do not have enough power to control your ship without having to move pretty much everything from your coolers to allow you to have full shield strength, weapon strength, and some into your engines, which is really just too bad. So my suggestion, go ahead and get a new power system as soon as possible, and let's go ahead and give you my score. Overall, I'm giving this ship a 78 out of 100 just because compared to the other ships kind of in its class, the Spirit, the Freelancer, the Cutlass, this ship does not do anything truly better than them, but it does do things well enough. It is a beautiful looking ship, the ES. Personally, I'd probably choose the CL over the ES just for the bigger cargo space, but overall the ES is a great pick because it is just such a phenomenal looking ship, and it does have multiple entrances to get on board, and she's honestly kind of fun to fly. I couldn't get over how nice she looked in every paint, in atmosphere, out of atmosphere. It's just a gorgeous looking ship. Thank you for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the Zeus ES down below. It seems to be going to beat the Corsair in Best in Show. Quite interesting. I did not expect that, but more the merrier. Now, thank you. Make sure you enter into the 30,000 sub giveaway that I am having on my channel. Look in the description below. I'll have a link for you. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my YouTube members. Thank you to the Patreon supporters. You all are truly phenomenal, and I will see you all in the next one.
Wow. Yeah, he's just on there.